Good morning, Year 3. It's the 15th of the 1st. This is Big Maths. Today we're looking at skip counting. Okay, right, let's start with skip counting in halves. So when we're skip counting in halves, we use number line. And we know that we're jumping in halves. So 0 and a half is a half. And then when you put two halves together, you get, when you add another half, you get one whole. Check out how big my 1 is compared to my half. If we add half to 1, we get a big 1 and a half. If we add half to 1 and a half, we get, we get a 2. If we add another half on, we get 2 and a half. Can you continue that pattern all the way to 10, please? Pause the video now. Right, guys. The next pattern I want you to skip count is in twos. Now you might say, oh, that's too easy. Watch out, guys. So let's start with 0. And when we skip count in twos, the next stop is going to be 2. Easy peasy so far. When you add 2 again, you get 4. When you add 2 again, you get 6. Oh, it's just like counting in twos, isn't it? Because it is counting in twos. Okay, now that's the first step, but you're right. They're never going to ask you something that easy. They might get you to skip count in 20s. And when we make our 2s 10 times bigger, we're able to count not just in 2s, but we're able to count in 20s. And guess what? If you make them 100 times bigger, oh my word, you can count in 200s. So we're using something simple like skip counting in 2s, and then up-leveling it quickly to counting in 200s. Okay? Pause the video here. Carry on counting in, we won't go for hundreds yet, we'll just go for 20s. Skip count in 20s all the way to 200. Okay, so end up at 200. Pause the video now. Next, we learned to skip count in 25, so draw your number line, start at 0. There's a bit of a pattern here, guys. And so it's 0, this is the first one I need you to remember. So it's 25. And what comes next when you add another 25? Another 25 gets you to 50, well done. Another 25 would get you to 75, yep. And then finally another 25 would get you to 100. And then the pattern starts again. Now, I get you to see it this way because it's really easy to see. You see the 100? Well, when you add 25, you get 125. So you see the 25, you get 125. When you add 25 again, you get not 50, but 150. And when you add 25 again, you get 175. And then when you get to here, it can't be 100, can it? Because we've gone past 100. It becomes 200. And then the pattern starts again. What's 200? Add 25. Yeah, 225, 250, 275, and this one, that can't be 200, can it? That would be, 300. Right, guys, you carry on. Go all the way to 1,000. Pause the video now and have a go. Go all the way to 1,000. Right, we also have to learn to count in 50s, but to do that, let's just recap the 5s. So there's our number line. When we skip counting in 5s, it's literally like the 5 times table. Okay, so if you can count in 5s, which all of you can count in, let's make it 10 times bigger, you can count in 50s. And all you're doing is you're making it 10 times bigger. So what would come next? 15. What would come next? 15, 20, isn't it? So 20's next. 15, 20. But if I make it 100, not 100, if I make it 10 times bigger, it becomes not 20, but 200. Okay? So now, can you see that we had the 5 times table, but I made it 10 times bigger to make it skip count in 50s now. Carry on all the way to 1,000. Pause the video. Oh, I'm sneezing today. Next, we have been learning also to count in 500s. So let's go for, oh, do you know, this is exactly the same as before. But instead of being 10 times bigger, it's now 100 times bigger. So let's skip counting 500s. First step, start with the 5 times table. Oh, I forgot to put 0 in. And this time we're not just adding 5, because that is easy peasy. We're not just adding 50 because we've just done that. We're adding 500 each time. Now you might think that, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it. Well, you can, because it's just a trick, guys. We made that 5 100 times bigger. 100 times bigger. So let's keep on going with that pattern. Let's make that 10 100 times bigger. That 15 100 times bigger. That 20 100 times bigger. So each time, to make it 100 times bigger, I have done that to it. Okay, you can colour them in if you want, if it helps you remember. So what would 25 become if it were 100 times bigger? 25 would become, well, let's put our 2 placeholders in because we've moved them along, and it would become, oh, we haven't used commas. Oh, here we go. We forgot to use commas. It's hard to say. So it's 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. 1, 2, 3, comma. Oh, I don't need it there, do I? Because there are 3. Okay. Right, guys, your job is to count in 500s all the way to 10,000. Pause the video now. We also can skip count in 4s. Okay, so we're going to start at 0. And this is the 4 times table. So here we go. So it's 0, 1 times 4 is 4, 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, 5 times 4 is 20, 6 times 4 is 24, 7 times 4 is 28, 8 times 4 is 32, and 9 times 4 is 36, 10 times is 40, 11 times is 44, and 12 times is 48. And I did them in that way deliberately because there's a bit of a pattern going on here. Seems to me that that's the endings of all of these too. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video. You have a go at skip counting in 4s, and in a minute I shall try and test you. Right, guys, if I said to you that 12 was there, when you skip counting in 4s, what comes before it? What comes after it? Well done. So that's 3 times 4, isn't it? So 4 times 4 would be 16, and 2 times 4 would be 8. Well done. Okay, ready. Next one. If I said to you it was going to be 24, what's the next multiple of 4, and what's the next multiple of 4? 24 is Bakak, 6 times 4, isn't it? So what would 7 times 4 be? And what would 5 times 4 be? 7 times 4 is 28. It's the thunderstorm. And 5 times 4 would be half of 40, which is 20. Okay, well done. If I said to you this time it was going to be 32, what's the multiple of 4 after 32? What's the multiple of 4 before 32? Well, 32 was, what's 32? It's the boing boing one, isn't it? Which is 8 times 4. So what's 9 times 4? And what's 7 times 4? Nine times 4 is going to be 36. And 7 times 4, it's the which is going to be, well done, it's going to be 28. Right, we'll do one more. If I said to you it was going to be, we'll go for this time, we'll go for 28. 28. What's the multiple of 4 there? What's the multiple of 4 there? Isn't 28 the, so that would be 7 times 4. So what's 8 times 4? And what's 6 times 4? 8 times 4, boing boing, is 32. And 6 times 4 is going to be 24. Okay, well done, guys. Could you have a go at doing the click sheet? I know it's your second click this week, but could you? Because I want it to be nice and light today, and I will look forward to seeing them. So pleased that some of you are getting 10 out of 10, so well done.